right, we got the 2015 Honda CBR300F. Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, it should be 2015 model. And I pretty much already checked the compression, checked the spark. The only thing is the fuel pump. So I want to verify that fuel pump pressure. I kind of did the physical test, which is basically drain into a cup here. And from basically just the fuel prime, I was only getting, I think, 50 cc's of fuel, which that may or may not be enough. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't checked the service manual, but before I can even run my test, I don't have a fitting or basically an adapter that will connect my Mac fuel pressure gauge here to the output nipple, say from the injector here. This is about 1/4 inch, and so is the fuel pump nipple as well. And this is kind of like a special fuel line. Not going to really find these at AutoZone. So the quickest way, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, could be a potential here. If you guys know, this is kind of like a special fuel line. Looks like, it is about 1/4 inch, and it's probably not standard. I would assume it's probably metric, so maybe like around 10 millimeter, 9 millimeter, something like that. What I usually do to make it quick and easy without cutting these off, I'd have to buy a bunch of fuel lines, and then I could cut off these clamps, and then I can make something, basically like with an inline barb style like I have here. But to make it quick and hasty, usually I'll just do this kind of setup right here, which is basically we have a T, this right here, this quick disconnect fitting basically connects to this adapter right here, which is a little bit longer, and then my fuel pressure gauge connects up top here. Then it has a relief valve right here, or drain valve. So pretty much this one right here is 5/16. It's a little too big for my 1/4 inch. We are working with high pressure, so have some 1/4 inch high pressure fuel line right here. We're going to go ahead and get this bad boy set up, and we need so many inches. Let's see, I got kind of already marked it in the middle right there. It's about 36.5, I want to say. Yeah, about 36.5. So I marked it about 18.25. And then I basically kind of want to think, how was I going to do it? This right here, I'm going to cut. What's going on, guys? I think I want to use this piece kind of like that. And then for this one, pretty straightforward. I think like 5 inches should probably be good. Okay. Very nice. Cool. So something kind of like this. And let's see. I think I'm missing a part. Where did it go? I might have left it. Trying to do something custom here. This is going to go like that. I think I left it inside the house. 1 second. JJ got cooked. What's going on, brother? All right, so I got the part that I need right here. So we're going to go something like this. So I'm trying to think. Probably go like that. These already look like the right size right here. So let's see. Do this. So typically have like one right here. And the fuel pump, that could be anywhere. It all depends. I think it so that's the original fuel line right there. So it's somewhere in that position, but we want this to be universal, essentially. So we'll go ahead, thinking that will be main end, maybe this way. Probably keep this one on the shorter side. This will be the return because this will be for the connecting to the actual fuel pump. So something like that would probably be realistic and practical. Kind of like the same thing like my other one here. Pretty much just a straight loop design with the T facing up. So I'm thinking that's going to be the same thing. Nice. Okay. I like symmetry. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth. Kind of like that. Okay. Same thing for this one. Sweet. Thinking that'll work. Okay, strapless clamp or Oederker clamp. Six. All right, that's permanent. Sweet. So, that should be good enough right there. Solid. Should be able to hold at least 50 psi. Sweet. Now let's see. So we got, oh, there it is. Sweet. Go this way right here. Bam. Thinking that should work. So let's see, we'll throw 2 of these bad boys. Sometimes you can get away with the single clamp, but we're gonna put 2 on it just for safety. Kind of help get just a little bit of grease. I'm gonna not be using the original feel line. Just a little bit of grease. Should be able to do something like this. Damn. Yeah. And grab our handy dandy screwdriver. So let's see if I can get it a little. Slightly offset this one if we can. Don't want to over torque it. This is plastic. You got to be kind of careful messing with it too. Okay, so we're almost rigged up and ready to go. Let's see, I'm thinking probably need one of these. Let's see, where can I attach it? Like that. Perfect. Maybe let's see. Better if I go the other one. Oh no, that's dangerous. Let's see. Let's see. I kind of like that, except for the angle of the. Let me see if I can fix this. Ooh, springy still. There we go. Should work a little bit better. Okay, Tits McGee. All right, so now let's see, that's going to hook up to that. So we can go ahead and get the fuel pressure gauge and lock her in like that. And then we're going to go ahead and connect this. And look at that. Okay, so now in theory, we're all locked in. We got fucking fuel tubes hanging everywhere. Sometimes I like to do this too. You know, place a little cup underneath of it. In this case, throw a pan underneath of it, catch, you know, whatever we'll see if the engine even turns on. It was having running issues, so we'll see. Kind of keep it away from the exhaust here. Yeah, there we go. See if we can come down this way. Yeah, close enough. Keep it. There we go. Hits. I was using this earlier. Okay. So let's see. Now we got to hook up the fuel tank here. Let's see. Aha. Check that out. Custom. All right. Let's fucking do this. Ugh. Small shop, maximum space. All right, let's see where we're at here. So should be safe. So that's the outlet right there. Now I just got to rig something up. Oh, that should work just fucking perfect. So need 2 clamps. It's a little trickier working the pump side. And hopefully our battery is good too. Okay, 6%. See what our battery's at. 1224. So little extra juice in her. 'Cause I think it was acting up. It was being kind of it's being kind of shitty. 12.1 volts. Yeah, but if it drops the second I turn it on, it drops. It'll go from a full battery. So it has voltage, but it has no capacity. So that means the amperage is, pretty much this one of the cells in here is probably damaged. Maybe even 2 cells. That's why it's dropping so fast. Typically 3 volts, 3.2 volts, I think it is, or 2. Yeah, like 2.3 volts. They'll typically 2.1, 2.2 per cell. That's typically what they'll measure around. So if one of the cells damaged from being shorted out, typically you'll lose that ampacity, and that's probably why it drops so fast. You just turn on the ignition and it drops. So we'll see if we can even get this thing to turn on, but at least be able to see what our pressure is here on our rig. So let's see here. Yeah, everything looks pretty solid. I kind of like that. We'll obviously want to double check it, make sure it doesn't leak when we prime it, and we'll see what our gauge says. Maybe we might have to kind of flip it around, but the way this is set up right now, it's pretty solid for DIY, DIY. All right, cool. So just a little bit more grease. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and put our clamps on. Let's see, we'll probably put them like this. This is kind of a little bit better of a clamp. I need to buy better clamps is what it comes down to. But should be good enough for now. So let's see if we can snake this on. Bam. Gotcha. All right, cool. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and tighten these up. And once again, this is a plastic barb, so we don't want to over tighten them. And this works typically on most of these bikes because they're only like 40, 50 PSI. You know, on most of these fuel systems, no more than 60. So it works great for what I have. If you're using like something, some of these like side by sides, oh, looks like that one's maxed out. This is for my 5/16. Son of a bitch. So we're gonna have to see if just this one right here works. Without putting like another strapless or Oetiker clamp on it, because then it goes from temporary to semi-permanent, and cutting those clamps off can be a pain in the butt sometimes. Oh, what a shitty position. It seems like it's right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So you just got to be careful. This is technically like a bypass kind of way. You're not technically supposed to exert too much clamping pressure on these nipples or you can damage them. It's made for like a slip, quick disconnect style, where when there's actual pressure on the system, it kind of seals it in place. So you would never want to do this long term. This is just basically for like a quick test for a setup, just because I'm basically changing, you know, I'm testing so many different bikes, makes, years, manufacturers, and the amount of time, you know, I might get the same bike twice, maybe on newer bikes, but even more so if they have the same problem. So it's not worth my time to go and buy every single fuel line and cut the ends off and make a, you know, like 20 different adapters, or, you know, it'd probably be like at least 3, 4, 5, or 6 of them. I'm sure there's probably more depending on what bikes I want to check. But uh you know, this is right here with this setup, this clear one and my red one, I could pretty much do like 90% of the bikes out there and do it quick now that I have the tool set up. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we got any leaks in the system. Time for the fun part. Woo! Oh wait, we gotta probably plug in the fuel pump. Can't forget that. Goes right up in there. Bam. A little clickety doodah. All right, cool. Oh, I got too much shit. I gotta clean up the shed again. You get so many projects in such a small area. All right, cool. So key on. See if hopefully no lines blow off here. Okay, there's some fuel. That's it. It's not very much. Well, let's go ahead and stop the pressure. Make sure the lines are good. Cool, cool. Let's see. There we go. Kind of priming the system in a way. Got about 45 psi. Make sure we got no fuel leaks underneath here. No, usually you'll see like little pin streams of fuel. So far so good. Where's our other connection point? So one is going to be there, and then the injector itself. Don't see any fuel coming off that one. Looks okay. So depending on what this is, let's see, fuel pressure is dropping. Open it up. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, it actually started. Huh. Might have just been a bad battery. Huh. Well, that's cool. Pretty much should have full check. I hear it ticking though. What's that? Oh, it just shut off. Ah, interesting. So that's what she was complaining about. Ah, it's running good and then it just shuts right off. Let's see where our actual battery voltage is at. Do we lose fuel pump? What happened here? We got 12.6. Is the current dropping too fast? Is our charging system even working? So the battery died. Sounded like it was running pretty good there and it just died. I wonder if it has a bad charging system. It'll probably help if I plugged in the rectifier. I was testing that earlier. Yeah, let's this battery might be getting low. Let's see, put a little bit of trickety charge. See the voltage start rising, I'm pretty sure. Give it a little bit of test voltage. Then after it, try to get it, see how high it goes. I know this battery is pretty much bad. It looks pretty spot on, 12.62, 12.64, so plus or minus, probably 0.01, maybe a little bit of extra resistance in the leads. Let's see, we're holding about 20 psi, which is probably normal. For the amount of time, it should probably hold near 45 psi. It looks like that's what it was at before it just shut off. But the fact that the voltage dropped so low, I'm wondering if that's what the issue is here. This is the first time we're getting turn on the bike. It just wouldn't turn on before. So I'm wondering if there's either electrical problem, which it doesn't look like there's anything crazy going on except for these heated grips, but they have their own electrical circuit that ties it to the battery here. That's currently disconnected. So I didn't see any blown fuses. Everything was checking out. No grounds, no short to grounds on any of these except for the tail light circuit going out. But that's normal with light bulbs plugged in. So it's looking like to me that fuel pressure there, 45 psi, that's pretty legit at idle. That's not low. I have 190 psi. The bike just fired up right now, so spark's working. It sounds like we might have a bad charging system. because this a good charging system, even on a bad battery, I should see it, spike to like 13, 14 volts. More so at least 13 and a half or so, higher to 14 on idle, and then it might go a little bit higher, at higher RPMs of the throttle. So it definitely could be a bad battery, or it could be a combination of you know, bad state. Let's take a look though. Kind of doing a full diagnostics. Oh, that battery's toast. Let's see. Let's give this bad boy a jump. Not too many amperage, just enough. Oh, no. Might have to put another battery in it. Yeah. Either that, too. The other thing I'd have to do if start doing a voltage drop test across the starter line. I mean, this is a relatively new bike. There's not too much corrosion. So, I mean, it's very possible. Ran for a couple seconds, so it's a little warm. I mean, I don't see too much going on there. I can see the ground, the chassis ground to the starter motor case right there, it looks like. To the right, and then to the left is the positive side, or the power side, for the starter motor itself. And it doesn't feel excessively hot, so I would assume either I got something as simple as a bad battery is keeping this bike from running, because this battery is not holding the charge. It immediately drops that key on. So we're gonna go ahead and let it charge for just a little bit longer, and then probably come back here in a couple minutes and rerun the test, since I don't have another good battery. Let me see if this lithium battery, I might have a good lithium battery actually. Hold on. This little bad boy might do the trick. I don't like waiting. Waiting takes too long. Let's see, was that positive, negative? So in theory, this might work. $13. Oh yeah, she ready to rock and roll. This will be a good way to test it. We don't need this right here, right now. Go ahead and use this lithium battery. May not fit the best, but we'll make it work. Yeah, these batteries are pretty much. Customer gave me 2 batteries for the bike, and it looks like both of them are not holding. They're charging. I can get a full charge on them, but they're not. They're basically not holding. They don't have any amperage. They're damaged. Even feels pretty warm, so it probably has a damaged cell. It's sorted inside. Typically heat, especially I'm just barely charging it for a little bit. Cranked it over, maybe a handful of times. So definitely probably something going on there. Okay. Switch this around right here. So this should be enough to turn on a 300cc bike, single cylinder. Let's see. Let's go with a smaller screwdriver. Sweet. Okay, good enough. Okay, so in theory, this should work. Let's see what's going on now. So that's a lithium, not a lithium, that's a lead acid type charger. I have to set it up, but we'll see. Kind of curious to see if we have any major voltage drops just in the battery. Sometimes I'll kind of make it evident. What's going on here? Okay, so key on, drops a tad bit, switch on. Okay. There's something going on inside. Oh, and it just shuts off. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, we're probably going to have to do some further diagnosing. That's what that sounds like. Because we have good fuel pressure there. There's no reason why it would turn off. I wonder if the engine's locking up. So it has good spark. I mean, it has good compression. I wonder if this thing was like ran low on oil or something. Maybe, I mean, the charging system appears to be working fine. That sounds like it's seizing almost. That doesn't sound good. That sounds kind of scary. It just like shuts off. No check engine lights, huh? Doesn't smell too healthy. I wonder if the engine's starting to seize on this thing. I mean, sometimes people will do that, start seizing, do an oil change, you know, kind of hard to tell at that point. Shoot. I hear something on the inside of the motor making a clinking sound though. No, it doesn't. No? Huh. Not killing my voltage. Oh, shoot. The motor just lock up? Oh, the ignition just shut off. And we probably just blew a fuse, which I'm guessing that's why there's that fuse right there. Customer was probably replacing it. Ooh, that's hot. I don't know what's going on here. Smells like something's like burning almost. No, not this. That's low enough. Shouldn't be an issue. Huh. Is that the motor locking up? I need to get this battery back on a charger. Oh, it just killed my battery. Oh, what the fuck? What's going on here? This thing has an electrical issue. So let's find out what fuse just blew. See if it's on the charging side. Oh yeah, this thing is freaking hot. Ooh. Oh yeah, those things are a little bit hotter than what the ambient air temperature is. So we have fuel pressure. So I'm almost wondering if the engine's locking up or the starter motor, something electrical, mechanical. Seems like it's gonna, yeah, this thing's hot. Oh shit, you damaged my battery. Son of a bitch. That's what happened. I need to get that thing on a charger. I wonder what's causing it to short. So let's see what blew. We lost the ignition, so I'm guessing. Let's see which one just blew. So good. Oh, interesting. It just drained the battery so much. That's why the lights aren't turning on. Ooh. I think I need to check the starting system. It could be the stator. I mean, because it was going up, but it was only like 13.2, which isn't very high. So it's very possible maybe that stator's grounded out. Where's that stator? At this point, I've kind of run a few tests, so you need to let the customer know we need to check some more things on the bike. But it kind of looks like it's a combination of either the engine's locking up, or it could be the something having to do with the charging system here, or maybe what that's what that sound is. Maybe the chart something's going on the inside here of the stator, and that's what that noise is. I hear something bouncing around inside, so who knows? It doesn't look like it was crashed, but you never know. If this bike was crashed and this cover got damaged, maybe something was replaced at some point and not done correctly. I've kind of seen that a lot. So at this point, I'm gonna have to ask the customer for some more time. I need to do a little bit further inspection. I have a feeling it's going to be this something with the stator, the charging system, the fact that it's immediately killing my battery, but not. All my fuses are good here. It just killed my battery, that's what was happening with the customer's bike. Pretty much killed both their batteries. This one right here is still warm. Yeah, this one right here is pretty warm. This is a good lithium, so I gotta get a charger on that so I don't damage it. Keep those cells going. Oh, man, bike testing. Destroying good batteries for the sake of testing. Need some alligator leads. Okay. Ooh, it's hot. All right, fuck it. It's charging. I was only getting like I was kind of paying attention to me recording, but I think when I was checking for voltage while I was revving it up, I only saw it getting to like 13.2, which is a little on the low side. It should be a lot higher than that. So it's probably something going on with the stator. Either way, I'm pretty confident. The fact that it just killed my battery but didn't blow any fuses, probably something going on with the charging system. I hear something going on inside the engine too. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one right here. Um, and then we're going to go ahead and ask the customer if they want to go ahead and move through with some more diagnosing and pretty much go from there. But I'm thinking that's going to be it at this point. I checked the compression. Compression's good, 190. Check the windings, continuity. Yeah, that's exactly what I would have to do at this point right here. But I already checked compression, pulled the tank, PSI. That's like the basic checks for what I'm charging for diagnostics. Next step, I want to check the windings. Absolutely, check for continuity. on the stator, pull apart that plug there, maybe check the rectifier. It's all right there, but we're kind of maxed out on time here. I already have quite a bit of time going into this. I could probably spend, checking all the major components here. Now I already have like at least an hour and a half into this. So typically I call it quits right here, get some more authorization to do some further testing, and then go ahead and go in. But yeah, definitely RN Rudy. Without a doubt, check the windings. We're checking for continuity. If I can get the bike to turn on again, see what the output is. But best thing, just check for on this type of I think it's usually a two, three, it's like a three phase it has three legs, AC hot coming out of it that go right into the fire there. So typically, if any of those are shorted to ground, that's going to be, yeah, exactly. Check the ground. That's gonna be the first thing. If any of those legs coming out, three yellow wires are shorted to ground, then obviously that's what's going on. But fuck it, might as well. It's right here. Guess we could go a step further. That's what I was checking. I was trying to see if I could isolate it before. Hold on. This one's kind of tricky. It's like it's a bitch to pull it. I wonder if the contacts got hot. Oh, there they go. No, it didn't melt. Oh, what colors we got there? We got three. Looks like three blacks. Yeah, yeah. No, I could do that, but I gotta let my battery charge. This killed all the batteries are getting killed right now. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be these three blacks coming out. So they're not yellows, they're blacks. And then this red and green is probably for the pulse coil or pickup coil, trigger coil. And we got three legs hot coming out. So we'll check that right there. Let me see. It says we're full. Are we? That was quick. This thing's warm. Where are we at? I guess we're already at 13 volts, huh? Interesting. Well, fuck it. Hopefully it didn't damage my battery. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and run a test. See how much those are putting out. Oh fuck! I forgot before we even do that. I guess I could spend all day checking everything. Oh, come on, baby. Wake up. Okay. Get a. All right. No. No. Hmm. That one's, yeah, it's ground green. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Interesting. Oof. Wonder what's going on. So I don't have a direct short here on this. I mean, we can go ahead and fuck, I guess we could connect the battery and let's see if we can see a voltage output here. Like Rudy's suggesting. It's not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and put it in the 200 volt range, maybe. We'll see. They'll usually pick up everything. or AC, should I say. Yeah, that's what I was gonna think. The regulator. Well, something's it's draining it way too fast. It almost feels like something. I don't know. Without checking the, trying to think if there's a way to check if the rectifier itself is shorted out, because I've seen that quite a bit. The diodes inside will go bad and they get hot, and it creates excessive uh, resistance, and it just drains the fucking battery. So I have that disconnected, pulling it around 25, so usually dump point for excessive voltage. Yeah, we'll see what actual AC output is right now. Oh, son of a bitch. The fuck? Uh-oh, I think this motor's fucking, I think we got more. I think this motor's fucking locked up. I think this thing locked up on me right now. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a possibility, but why is, I think this motor's locked up. It should be cranking over. I got 13 volts at my battery here, and fuck, like I said, I mean, you could do a voltage drop test to the starter motor, or we could just assume it's good because the charging system's not even hooked up right now. But motor is, that's no bueno. That is really no bueno. Ooh. Yeah, what are we at right now? Yeah, I'm just draining that. Uh-oh. Where's it going? Where's all that power going? Hey, something's robbing my power right now. Interesting. It started dropping like with no load on it though. I didn't even have the key in it, just started dropping. What's going on? Oh, did I damage my battery again? Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if I just damaged it right now because this is a good battery. Yeah, typically it doesn't do that. It's like, shouldn't make a difference. The battery's open. Oh man, these are hot. These are super hot. Shit, I guess I can try to physically. Okay, fuck it. Let's do that. We already toasted a battery. Oh, this thing is fucking hot. I'm pissed. This is like $100 plus battery right here that I use for like dirt bikes and like testing and shit. Ugh. It's okay. That's why we got such a high over. That's what the labor rate's for, to cover this kind of stuff. Bikes toasting batteries. Oh yeah, this thing's hot. Hopefully the fucking thing doesn't catch on fire. No, I mean definitely, but the way it's locking up here. I can't even crank it over now. Oh wow. Why is that so fucking tight? No. There we go. I don't see confetti yet. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah. I see brass. Look at that. Oh, hold on. I need a better light. I see I don't see chunks, but I see something in there. Doesn't look like clean oil. Hold on. We'll just have to. Could just be residue, but I don't know. That looks like a lot of metal shavings in there. Let's see if we can at least turn over this crankshaft. I mean, if the motor was locking up, it sounded like something was loose in here. Now I'm seeing metal shavings. So we're just doing this for the YouTube now. My gut was telling me this thing's probably fucking locked up, or probably starting to lock up. Let's see. I should be able to rotate this thing over right now. Is it 18 or set? No, 17. What do I got? This thing smells burnt. It isn't. Can't catch on fire without a battery in it. Holy cow. Yep. You can smell the burning from wherever you're at, RN Rudy. All right. Let's see here. It's a 300, so shouldn't take too much to spin this thing over. Oh yeah, I think that's what it is. This motor's fucking locked up. Oh, there it goes. Backwards. It just freed it up right now. It was locked up there. Stators sink when they leave the stator. Yeah, no, I've seen on a bunch of Kawasaki's. It was locked up, and it just freed up at this point. It was locked up there, so it could be the engine that's starting to fucking go, or something with the stators locked up. Maybe with the flywheel. It's obviously I can't guess with this cover on, but I'm pretty for certain there's something going on here on top of maybe a damaged engine. So I'm going to call the customer and let them know of my findings, and we'll get a little bit, if I can get authorization, we're going to go ahead and pull that cover and spend a little bit more time on this bad boy. But that's pretty much it for now. We already checked pretty much everything. But it's kind of interesting though, the fact that I don't have a shorted out stator, it kind of makes me feel like, I don't know, a crank bearing or something. I think something's locking up there. So I'm going to call them, tell them, and then we'll see what they say if they want to proceed with further diagnosing time. But yep, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, if you guys are into this kind of stuff, this is a live, raw, unedited, unscripted video. Pretty much just a random bike that's dropped off, and we're getting paid to figure out how to, fix it, what it's going to take to fix it, or what's going bad on it. We pretty much already checked the basics, not in this video, but I have the engine compression, ignition, fuel pressure. Obviously, we're trying to rotate the engine, checking the charging system. Very in-depth diagnosis to get a well-rounded idea, and pretty much we're limiting it to engines ticking, making noise. I see metal debris. It feels like it's locked up, and also it's killing the charging system. The bike won't crank over. So I'm almost wondering, now that I loosened it up, I wonder if it would actually fire up now if I probably put in that battery. I wonder. Maybe let this charge momentarily. And so that would be a test. If I could fire this thing up again after loosening it up because it was obviously struggling to crank over. If it actually spins the engine over this time, then that's going to narrow the diagnosis even further to either maybe something came apart. But it's kind of unlikely to a point too, because the stator, if it was grounded out, like bearings were bad, it'd probably be rubbing against the flywheel. And so it could be a bottom end bearing. It's very possible. People typically don't change the oil on these bikes, and they ride the piss out of them. They're little single cylinders, so if you don't do like constant oil changes and ride the shit out of them, typically the bottom ends go. I've seen the bottom ends come apart completely on these, like the top ends, the whole thing just comes apart. So yeah, I think that should be good. Maybe we'll kind of want to see if we can. I want to see if this thing cranks over again one more time. Now that I think I freed it up. I think the engine was locked up. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna just hook up my freaking lithium charger to it now. Yep. Okay, good enough. All right, sweet. So let's see if this motor is locked up still. Kind of curious. How many volts we got? 13. See what happens now. 13, key on. Oh, yeah, it's locking up. Something in here. I just broke the engine free. It just turned on, ran for a couple seconds, and locked up again. That's it right there. It's more than just the stator or fuel pump. This engine's this engine is seizing right now. I'm like 99% sure something came apart in here. So I feel really confident on that. Next step, if the customer wants, pull off this cover. If not, maybe we'll put this thing back together. We'll let them know. But that's it. I don't know if you guys just caught that right now. The engine was locked up. It was clicking. I pretty much broke free the engine by spinning it over with this big breaker bar here. It wouldn't move at first, and then I put a little bit more leverage on it with this breaker bar, and that just broke it right free. And then put in the battery and was able to crank it over. So that's telling me, and I see brass shavings on the inside there. So that's pretty consistent with an engine locking up. The thing is though, is it got good compression. So who knows? Maybe this thing was ran low or just revved really high at some point. Sometimes, or who knows? Or maybe, like I said, this could have been crashed on this side, and maybe it was fixed or replaced, and something was done. And who knows? It's kind of hard to tell without going deeper into it, but at this point, it's not fuel pump. It's definitely not compression or ignition. It's more of the engine itself is locking up. The engine's locking up, sitting there. It's I don't know what's killing the charging system when it's running though. Well, it has a little bit of voltage, 13.2 on kind of like a 3000 RPM pull of the throttle. Not what I would expect, like 13.9 to 14.2, but it's not, dropping and then all of a sudden it just dies. And then when you try cranking it over, it's that starter motor is not spinning freely. It's like locked up. It might even be going bad from maybe from the customer trying to turn this thing over, going through two batteries on it. So yeah, let's see where we're at right now. Yeah, so we're holding constant, and let's see if it'll even crank over now. Oh, I hear like all sorts of shit in there. Oh, I'm kind of afraid. 220. Something's going on. So I got about 17 volts AC. Should probably be getting 50 to 100. Probably somewhere around that 50 volts range when it's idling. So something's going on here. So that kind of confirms my test. Let's see. Can I even crank this thing over again? What's my voltage here? Did I kill my battery again? See if it's locked up. It doesn't want to spin that motor over. Oh, nope. That's it. Yep. Holy cow. So kind of go with that. I think this engine's locked up. Okay. Oh, yeah, my battery's hot. Let's go ahead and get this thing disconnected before the freaking damages itself even more. I'm pretty content with my findings. The spike needs probably a new engine. If we want to go, pretty much we need to go a little further. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. Once again, hit those comment boxes, subscribe if you just found me. Stay tuned for the next one, and forget what else do we have after this. Oh, if we got a 2016, 17, maybe a 2020 Gixxer 600 that I gotta do a valve adjustment on. So maybe we'll go ahead and do that one live. I gotta get that one done over the weekend. I also gotta do some work to the rear axle of that Gixxer, so go ahead and be covering that too. So yeah, once again, R and Rudy, thanks for engaging in the chat. It's totally cool to have someone who kind of knows what they're talking about, kind of throw a little bit of practical knowledge in what to check. Definitely appreciate that stuff when I'm doing these live, raw, uncut. I'm thinking of one thing, but maybe you guys see something else. So kind of makes it kind of cool. It's kind of like having other mechanics watching me, and you can kind of, oh, it sounds like this, and maybe who knows, maybe you're more right than me, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, anyways guys, we're gonna go ahead and call it on this video, and stay tuned for the next one.